All right, well, we usually film our intro from inside of the car, but we are here at the Goodwill today, and we've got Dagny with us, and we are about to head in and see what we can find that we can flip for a profit. So here we go. Well, today just so happens to be a voiceover day, so we are going to reflect on this shopping trip. One of the first items I found was this awesome bunny spoon rest. I believe it's a spoon rest. It could also be a little trinket dish, but it was made in Italy, and I love everything bunnies, so of course I grabbed it. Even though it was $4.99, I felt that was a little bit high, but it was still worth it. There were a few notepads here on the shelf, and I did decide to grab one for Juliet because she's been really into writing notes lately. And the corgi notepad I passed off to Dagny for her daughter Jenny, who loves corgis. These little mini crackers I considered grabbing for Juliet's first grade class, but when I read the caution flammable note there on the back, I decided that the school probably wouldn't like that very much, so I did leave those. But I did see this for $2.99, these cute little bunnies, and I did decide to grab this for resale. The other day I had been at this Goodwill and I had bought a ton of Easter and spring items. A lot of my viewers were interested in purchasing them, but I realized that I had bought them mostly for myself. So now I'm back and I'm going to be buying some for resale. There was a creamer and sugar here on the shelf by Grace Porcelain, and one of my viewers had mentioned that this could be a good company in some cases. Now, unfortunately, you can see the creamer does have a chip there, but I did decide to grab them and stick them in my cart and hope that I would come across a creamer possibly to replace that one. So I don't think I actually did come across a replacement, but it was wishful thinking, really. Now, there was a snow globe down here on the bottom shelf. My son used to really be into collecting snow globes, not so much anymore, but Juliet likes snow globes, and I grabbed that for her. There were some party hats, and I also considered grabbing these for the class, but they were for very small heads, and Juliet's class, they all have large heads because they're first graders. Don't even get me started on the fourth graders. Now, this cookie jar, I grabbed one of these the other day that was not chipped. Unfortunately, this one was. This teapot was by Magenta, and Magenta also distributes Ray Dunn. So I decided to grab this just because I liked the pink contrasted with the white. I thought it was very kind of elegant and cute at the same time. I'm not sure what the resale value is on that. They still had some of these plates here, and now I had actually grabbed 2 sets of these the other day, and I decided to grab 2 more because my mom does a lot of entertaining, and I figured she might be able to use those. So here I was saying I was grabbing stuff for resale, and it's really not happening right now. There were some very cute Easter bags, and there was a very cute little baby hat, but I have a nephew and not a niece, so unfortunately that was a no-go. I did want to look at what TJ Maxx originally was charging for these bags, and it looks like they were charging $4.99 for them. But I did grab this, and I grabbed this for Juliet because I was figuring she could put her overnight clothes in that for when she goes to spend the night at my parents' house, because she does love sleepovers with grandparents. There were some fun towels here, and they were just cute with the little pom-poms, so I did grab these. Now, I did find myself in the clear glass section, and of course the item that caught my eye was the brown item. This owl here, it is a bank, I do believe, wise old owl. I think it's probably from the 1970s, but I thought it was a nice decor piece, and so I did decide to stick this into my cart. Now, Dagny did find 2 sugars there, and they did match the Grace Porcelain ones that I had picked up, and so she did grab those. So I just kind of breezed through the clear glass. I've really been into clear glass lately, especially finding all of this glass from Finland, which seems to have a pretty strong resale value, so clear glass. There were 2 mugs up here, and they had ducks on them. I'm not sure exactly what they said under the Goodwill sticker, but I just didn't see a whole lot of resale value for those mugs, and so I didn't grab them. This looked like something that my sister's Great Pyrenees would shed onto the floor, but it turned out that it was an adorable little bunny for 99 cents. And so I did decide to grab that, and I thought maybe I would give it to my sister just because it would be funny. Like, hey, I found some of your dog. Oh gosh. I liked this mug. There was just something about the way it was glazed. It was $2.99, and I'm not sure what exactly it says underneath this sticker besides dishwasher safe. But I grabbed it for resale, not for my personal use, because I've really been into art pottery mugs these days. Then I found this box, and on the bottom it says Dine. I'm not really sure how to pronounce that, but I do know that it means Navajo. So I did call Dagny over because she grew up in the Southwest, and she is my expert. She by proximity, she is an expert. And so I did ask her opinion on this, and we came to the conclusion that it's probably a tourist piece. And so I did not end up grabbing this, and hopefully it was not a mistake. I'm hoping. There was another mug here on the shelf, and I thought at first it was a giraffe, but it turns out it's probably cheetahs. And it may have been otagiri because of that speckled stoneware, but I can't say for certain. And then Dagny found the Louis. And I had to compare it to my Louis because I'm certain that my Louis is authentic, and it didn't really match up. And so I'm assuming that it is a fake. And for $9.99, I do not need a fake Louis. So I did leave that there on the shelves. This was neat. I had never seen one of these before. So I just wanted to share it with everyone. It was $4.99 and the original price was $9.97. So Goodwill did offer a little bit of a discount on that, but it was a little too much for me. See, the bras are still there. They haven't really gone anywhere. There's our happy little bunny friend from last week. Have to check inside the boxes. Now, I found this hippo, and I wasn't quite sure the purpose of this hippo. He had a notch in his head. So I consulted Dagny on this one, and she informed me that it's for glasses. So this hippo is meant for holding glasses. It seemed unfinished to me, but I liked it anyway, and so I did decide to grab it for $2.99. And then I found this mirror, and I really loved the way that it was carved. I did decide to talk to myself for a moment in the mirror. But I loved the carving of it. And as you can see, the back, it kind of looks like it's got some age to it. It does need cleaned desperately, but I figured we could stick it in one of our booths. So for $4.99, I grabbed it. And then I saw this artwork, and I saw the tollware, but it was clearly Hobby Lobby. Kind of anticlimactic on that one. And then I spotted the owls, and this was interesting because when I turned them over, they said Christmas tree shops, and that was a little alarming because I would have looked at this and thought that it was vintage, but obviously if they say Christmas tree shop, they're not vintage. So that was a little scary because in most cases if I were to find that, I would make an assumption that it was vintage. Found a little Gary the dumpster squirrel there on the shelf. I did consider buying him, but I did not. I've got the real thing. I don't need the plastic one. This little covered dish down here matched the teapot that I picked up, and it still had its original tag. There wasn't any damage on it. And so I did decide to grab it. I believe it is a little butter dish. You can see all of the fun napkins. I saw this little guy down here, and I was surprised that he was there just hanging out, like literally just chilling. He does have a Made in China sticker on the bottom, but there was no damage at all. And I thought, he's pretty cute. You could stick some decorated eggs in his belly. I do take him with me. I'm just checking out that mug and saying, I like this mug. I like these cups as well. I was thinking the kids could have like a little Easter party. Those would be perfect. I do go back for the bunny. I know I do. Come on. Oh, there we go. I knew you couldn't leave him. Look at that. I'm just determined that there's damage on it because why else would he still be there? We're good. Now this bunny is vintage. And I remember finding one of these at the flea market and Andrew wouldn't even look at it because he thought it was creepy. I mean, it is a little bit. In an endearing sort of way. I still didn't take it with me though. There were some fun socks here on the shelf. Now, I did grab a pair of these, not the dachshund ones, but the bunny ones. Because the last time we were here, I grabbed Juliet a pair of popcorn socks. And I thought it was only fair that I grabbed Ashton a pair of socks. I mean, yeah, they're a little girly, but he's not going to care. He's 9. Right? There was a cookie jar back here that matched the other 2 pieces I grabbed, but unfortunately, as you can see, there was damage. Those were spring collection. They reminded me a little of Fitz and Floyd, but I didn't really see much in them, I guess. I don't know why I left them, honestly. That was cute. That was super cute. It's a puppy lover. Now, Dagny did find this headband, and I did decide to grab it. I wore a Christmas headband for one of my Christmas lives, and I figured I could wear that headband for my Easter live. Whoa, what is that? Do you see that? Goodness gracious, we distracted Dagny with the Easter, and we just went for it. Look at that. Yeah, it was pretty amazing. I probably will not be selling that because I will find a place for it to live in my home for a little while. Now, there was another nice piece of pottery there that I pointed out to Dagny, and I said, oh, look, there's one for you too. I mean, it's not as great as the vase, but it was still pretty nice. There was also a frog. I decided to break away from the Easter there for a few minutes because it seemed that there was some good stuff on the shelves. I believe this was a Fire King mug. Was it? Was it glass bake? I don't know. Found this ashtray here. And I liked the shape of it. It was kind of fun, and I liked that it was yellow. It was a South Carolina souvenir piece. Dagny found this. This is fantastic. It was a Gettysburg souvenir paperweight, and Andrew actually collects these, and so even though she found this for resale, she did give it to me to give to Andrew, which I thought was amazing, and I really appreciate her doing that because Andrew was so thrilled with it when I brought it home, so that was awesome. Now this was, I'm not really sure what this was. I suspect that this was a candlestick holder. And I did grab it because I just thought it was interesting and neat. I intended to look up comps on it, but then I got sidetracked. Dagny found this really, really cool teapot. It was so neat. And it was signed on the bottom. Unfortunately, it did have a chip on the lid. She did end up buying it though, and you can find a link to her eBay down in the description under Shop with Our Friends. These birds right here, Juliet loves these things. They're very obnoxious, but she just absolutely loves them. And she's already got 2 of them, and so I decided to get her 2 more. And the entire time we were there, they just kept talking to me. I'm going to spare you that because this is a voiceover and I'm not going to turn on the sound just so that you can hear them talking the entire time. But the gist of it is that we are best friends and we're best friends forever, me and those birds. This vase up here, I grabbed this. I did not have a chance to look this up, but what it reminded me of, and that's not what it is, but what it reminded me of was Alexandrite. The purple Alexandrite vase is this same form. I've seen it in this form before. And so I did grab it because of the form. But like I said, I did not have a chance to look it up. And then this. Oh, this is great. This is wonderful. At first, I thought it said Old Spice on the bottom. I'm not sure how I got that, but that's what I thought it said. And it is a chintz piece, but it is blue calico. So when it's that real busy floral, it is actually considered a blue calico, but it's a chintz. It's a crazy thing. I found another dumpster squirrel, and then I found this. And I liked the weight of it, but I just wasn't sure. Found some art pottery, but it was deceptively light. It was one of those where I went to lift it, and then I was like, whoa, I'm really strong, or this is really light. There was a box of glass, but it really wasn't anything fancy. Some party light cups. Not much resale value there, unfortunately. And then I found these. And I thought, wouldn't it be great if these were fire and light? Dagny got this Capice shell wind chime. It was pretty. I loved the colors. It just was going to take a lot of untangling. I found this little pill. I think it's a pill box, or possibly just a little trinket box, but I liked the enamel on the top, and I thought it was a nice little box, and so I bought that. I always check these to see if they're Wendell August Forge. These were Everlast, and I didn't see much resale value in those. I found this Elvis lamp, and I was actually a little excited about it until I realized that he was missing his arm, rather his hand. This little guy right here, he is made to mimic the Hummels, and he was actually designed by another German artist, but he is made in Japan. Got a teapot back there. Maybe. Let's get to the teapot. There we go. Oh, goodness gracious. There it is. There's the teapot. It is Grace Fine Ceramic. And this actually matches the creamer and the sugar that we picked up at the very beginning of the video. And so I did decide to grab this and stick it into my cart because it was matchy. And now I have a set. A very pieced together set, because I'm not sure if the scenes go together, but it goes together. I found another Louis. This one was in pretty rough shape. Also suspected fake. This, however, is a Betsy Johnson. And I couldn't fathom that they would be reproducing or faking Betsy Johnson bags because they don't have a really high resale value. There's some resale value, but they only had it for $3.99, and I liked the design of it. I liked that blue. And so I did decide to grab this bag. Here's a Kate Spade. I also think that this is a knockoff, but I decided to grab it on the chance that it wasn't, just because I would hate myself if I left it there. And this, I also suspect is a knockoff, but I also grabbed this one. This says Brahmin, and I think this is a pretty decent brand. It was very heavy, and I was going on this instinct that because it's heavy, it can't be fake, right? I'm still learning purses. You guys are just going to have to bear with me on the purses. But here's a bag of Legos. I kind of regret not buying Legos, but I got distracted by this robot. And I can tell you now that I filmed this video a few days ago that this robot has provided hours of fun for Juliet. And she actually puts him on a leash and drags him around the house. And it's just wonderful. So he is now her best friend. Totally worth it. I can't even remember what I paid for it. I guess we'll find out here in a moment. Also, I haven't even downloaded the app yet. She doesn't even know that there's an app that goes with it. She's just dragging the poor thing around the house. Oh, I also grabbed this bag. I forgot to show you guys this bag. This one, also, I think this one might actually be authentic because it didn't have a super high resale value. It was Sac Roots. It had a decent resale value. This one was interesting, and I actually did look this one up on my phone. You guys do not see me look up comps very often, but I did look up the comps on this one because it had a bunch of care cards and other stuff in there. And I thought for sure that's a good sign. But I passed this one off to Dagny because I had already loaded up on purses. And I thought, if this is real, this could be good. And I can't even remember the name on it. This one was Adrian Viverdevider. Something like that. It was a similar, there you go, Vitadini. And I had actually picked up a red purse like this a few weeks ago, maybe last week at a different Goodwill, and it was in pretty sad shape, so I didn't actually take it with me. Dagny got a little vintage Valentine there off the shelf for $1.99 because Valentine's Day is actually coming before Easter, even though we've been just going Easter and spring crazy. First we have Valentine's Day. Then Dagny found this plate, and now she has two. And she's slowly building a collection because we found that the whole collection of those Red Mansion plates actually sells pretty well. So she has made it her mission to make a collection. So then at the very end, I found this stack of plates, and I believe we've had these before, and I think we actually got them from Eric. We had a teacup and saucer, and it did pretty well. So I saw these plates, I recognized them, and I thought, you know what, I will just grab them. And I do believe that they were $2 for the entire stack of plates. So you can't beat that. Now, before I left, I did make sure to reunite the two squirrels so that they were together on the shelf. All right, well, that was a fun trip. I think our total spend was $137. We got some really good stuff. And the other day when I was here and I bought all of that Easter stuff, it kind of occurred to me when people were commenting that, oh, I can't wait to bid on that, I can't wait to buy that I didn't really buy a whole lot for resale. It was mostly just for me and my family. So today I did pick up a few pieces that I intend to list for resale, but I do have everything laid out on the tables at the shop for my mom to pick through it and decide what she wants before I start listing stuff. So I think that's going to be my plan on that. But anyway, I think my favorite piece today was the vase. That was like the most exciting because I wasn't even looking, and then I turned and it was there just waiting for me. But the purses were also pretty exciting, and I don't know a whole lot about purses, and I don't know how to tell a knockoff from a real purse, so I'm kind of interested. I know there's some services out there that actually look at the purse for you and let you know if it's real or fake. So if you know any of those services, let me know down in the comments. But I'm not too worried about the Betsy Johnson. I don't feel like those are really reproduced too much. But on that note, I think I'm going to end the video right here. And I hope you all have a wonderful... The bird is still in the back. The bird is still making noise. The whole ride home, I'm going to have to listen to that bird. But I hope you all have a wonderful day. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Later.